Scott is off tonight. I'm Elaine Quijano. This is our Western edition. President Obama is beginning his final 12 months in office with a renewed effort to reduce gun violence following a year that saw 331 mass shootings, incidents in which 4 or more people were shot. Mr. Obama is planning a series of executive actions which would not require the approval of Congress. The president is wrapping up his vacation in Hawaii. Chip Reed is there.
It was just after the mass shooting at an Oregon community college in October that the president decided he had to take executive action on guns. He made the announcement today in his weekly address posted on the White House website.
I directed my team at the White House to look into any new actions I can take to help reduce gun violence. And on Monday, I'll meet with our Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, to discuss our options.
Sources tell CBS News those options include expanding the definition of who is in the business of selling guns so that more gun sales trigger background checks, and requiring enhanced reporting and tracking of lost and stolen guns. Today, the president blamed the Republican Congress for giving him no choice but to take unilateral action.
We know we can't stop every act of violence, but what if we tried to stop even one? What if Congress did something, anything, to protect our kids from gun violence?
Last month, Senate Republicans blocked Democratic proposals that would prevent people on the terror watch list from buying guns and require background checks for online gun purchases.
Basically all you do.
Meanwhile, some states are taking action on their own. In California, a new gun control law took effect today, allowing judges to order the seizure of guns from people deemed dangerous by their own family or by law enforcement. Texas, though, is going in the other direction on gun control, with a new law allowing guns to be carried openly in public places.
The NRA did not respond to our request for a comment, but Elaine, when the details of the president's plan are announced next week, you can bet that the response from gun rights supporters will be furious.
Chip Reed reporting from Hawaii tonight. Chip, thank you. Some groups working to stop gun violence are not looking to politicians to solve the problem. They're looking at their own investments as a way to target the profits of gun makers. Vadina Nair has that.
Trauma surgeon Sheldon Tepperman treats a gunshot victim almost every day at Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx. He's been doing it for 32 years.
You see all this senseless violence, and you see it year after year after year.
But 6 years ago, one patient changed him. The death of 92-year-old Sadie Mitchell, who was shot by a stray bullet in her own home.
After I pronounced her dead, and I was so emotionally taken, and you want to throw up your hands, and this is America.
No more silence! End gun violence!
That moment prompted Tepperman to get more involved in gun safety legislation. That's when he learned his personal investments, like his 401k, could be supporting the gun industry.
When you called your financial advisor, were they surprised?
He was not surprised at all. All I had to do was sign the memo and give him the instruction not to allow any of my money to be invested in these killing machines.
Tepperman is part of a national effort called Unload Your 401k.
There is a lot of profit to be made for all of this sorrow, all of this death, and all of this destruction.
It encourages investors to check their 401k plans and divest from gun stocks. Most of the spokespeople are victims' family members.
And I was like, what do you mean Brichelle is dead, shot?
Leah Gunn Barrett, who helped create the campaign, says if you own stocks in large mutual funds, you may own shares in gun manufacturers.
So we have to build awareness, just like we did for the divestment campaign during the years of apartheid in South Africa.
Currently, pension funds in Chicago are vowing to sell off firearms investments. In Philadelphia, they already did it. In California, the state teachers' retirement system, one of the largest pension funds in the nation, voted unanimously to divest. But equity analyst Brian Ruttenberg says divestment just creates opportunities for someone else.
You have hundreds, if not thousands, of other funds that will take up the slack and don't have those restrictions. There's only a handful of funds that are going to get that pressure and will divest.
In 2015, most gun manufacturer stocks did very well. Smith & Wesson grew more than 133%. Vanita Nair, CBS News, New York.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.